The Suzaku Tomb was silent, the kind of silence that presses against the chest, heavy and suffocating. Wang Lin walked out from the ancient stone gates with steps that echoed like thunder in his own ears. Behind him lay the trials that had nearly stripped him of body and soul. Within those tombs were spirits that once ruled the heavens, immortals who had long since turned to dust, leaving only echoes of their arrogance behind. His robes were torn, soaked in blood that wasn't entirely his own. His eyes, however, burned with that same terrifying calm, calm that hid storms, calm that could freeze rivers. The air outside the tomb was colder. The night sky spread endlessly above him, stars gleaming like shards of broken swords. Suzaku Tomb, Wang Lin muttered, his voice hoarse but steady. Even in death, you sought to bind me, but I am not so easily chained. He thought he was alone, but the tomb was never truly empty. As he walked further into the barren mountain path, a whisper drifted into his ear. It wasn't the wind, it wasn't memory, it was alive. Little cultivator, you walked out alive. Not bad, not bad at all. Wang Lin froze, his eyes narrowing. His right hand instinctively formed a seal, spiritual energy surging to the surface like a flood held back by a dam. Who? His voice was low, dangerous. The silence stretched for a moment before laughter echoed, a laughter that was ancient, mocking and oddly amused. You need not look for me, boy. I've been watching you since you stepped into that tomb. You reek of defiance. It reminds me of myself, once. The voice grew clearer, closer. From the shadows of a crumbling pillar emerged a figure. Not fully flesh, not fully ghost. His form flickered like a candle flame against the night. His robes were torn, yet regal, dyed in the forgotten colors of nobility. His face was pale, unnaturally so, but his eyes gleamed with madness and wisdom in equal measure. Wang Lin's heart jolted. He recognized the aura instantly. This was no common specter. This was a soul that once touched the peak of cultivation. My name, the figure said with a grin that revealed nothing and everything, is Situ Nan. Situ Nan's presence pressed down like a mountain. He didn't release killing intent, but his sheer existence was suffocating. Wang Lin didn't bow. He didn't kneel. He stood tall, his cold gaze meeting Situ Nan's. That oddly made Situ Nan laugh harder. Good, good, you've got spine. If you had begged, I'd have crushed you and left you here to rot. But you're different. I've been stuck in that damn tomb for far too long, waiting for someone like you to walk through. Someone reckless enough to spit in the face of destiny. Wang Lin didn't relax his guard. Why follow me? Situ Nan tilted his head, eyes gleaming with amusement. Because, little cultivator, you're my ticket out of here. The words were simple, but they carried weight. Situ Nan wasn't asking. He wasn't negotiating. He was declaring. Wang Lin's gaze hardened. He had escaped the tomb only to find another chain trying to bind him. Yet, Situ Nan was different. He wasn't trying to kill him. Not yet. Instead, he was watching Wang Lin with the hungry eyes of a predator sizing up prey and perhaps an heir. The two stood in silence for a long time. The wind howled through the cliffs, carrying with it the scent of ancient dust. Finally, Situ Nan broke the silence. I can see it. You want to live. You want to grow. You want power so strong that heaven itself will bend. You think you're the only one who's ever wanted that. He chuckled bitterly, shaking his ghostly head. I once stood above nations. I once commanded armies of cultivators. And yet, here I am, trapped between life and death, lingering like a shadow. But you, he stepped closer, his ghostly form flickering. You've got something I didn't. Ruthlessness, patience, the courage to wait 100 years for revenge. That's why I like you. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. And what do you want? Situ Nan's smile widened, cruel and charming at once. I want freedom. You want strength. Together, we can take both. For the first time, Wang Lin relaxed his hand, only slightly. His spiritual energy still coiled like a serpent ready to strike. but he no longer held the seal of attack. He looked at Situ Nan, truly looked. This was no ordinary remnant soul. This was a ghost who refused to die. A cultivator whose will was so strong it clawed back from oblivion. Wang Lin saw himself reflected in Situ Nan. Both defied fate. Both were hunted by heaven and earth. Both wanted more. And in that moment, something unspoken passed between them. Not friendship, not loyalty, but recognition. Situ Nan grinned as if he'd won. Good, you understand. You don't have to say it. Just walk. We'll leave Suzaku together. There's nothing left for either of us in this cursed tomb. Wang Lin turned toward the endless horizon. The stars above flickered. For the first time, he wasn't alone. As they left the shadow of the Suzaku Tomb, the night air shifted. It was as if the heavens themselves felt their departure. One was a cultivator who defied heaven with his own hands. The other was a ghost who had clawed back from death itself. Together they stepped into the darkness of the world outside, and the world trembled. But this was only the beginning. Situ Nan's laughter would become both Wang Lin's curse and his greatest weapon. Their journey would shake sects, topple nations, and challenge the heavens themselves. For when a man who refuses to bow meets a ghost who refuses to die, the universe itself must make way.